empty inside. New York looks different without you. I find that all that I want to do is close my eyes, breathe and try to feel close to you. New York looks different without you. I've been walking around thinking about this distance and how I am missing, but I feel so close to you. Taking my time, letting this river gush and be wild. It's all moving, and I need just a minute to be doing nothing. New York looks different without you. I find that all that I want to do is close my eyes, breathe and try to feel close to you. New York looks different without you. I've been walking around thinking about this distance and how I am missing, but I feel so close to you. It's all moving, and I need just a minute to be doing nothing. New York looks different without you. I find that all that I want to do is close my eyes, breathe and try to feel close to you. New York looks different without you. I've been walking around thinking about this distance and how I am missing, but I feel so close to you. This morning I miss you. I feel it in every part of my bones.
coldest hand run down this land where the ocean lands. It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go I'll be. Anywhere you go I'll see. You're never lost among the crowd with me. It's the furthest sun, the gone done for love. It's a pulse and shove. It's the sharpest cry. The here goes good wide, where the desperate lie. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go I'll be. Anywhere you go I'll see. You're never lost among the crowd with me. You're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go I'll be. Anywhere you go I'll see. Even when you are the breeze, when the trees are shaking our face, you're never lost among the crowd with me. You always find me here when the world thinks that I've disappeared. You know just where to look. You know just where to look. And you have a heart of gold. And I look forward to growing old, 'cause I'll be old with you. Oh, I'll be old with you. The moon waits the night. The sun awaits the day. Yeah, and I'll await the time when I'll look you in the eyes and say, oh, I'll say I do. I do, I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do. And I'll plant a garden in the summertime and pick you flowers in the rain or shine, just because I can, or just because I can. I do, I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do. Or through the calm and the wind, through thick and through thin, through the losses and wins. Oh, I do, I do, I do. Through the rich and the poor. Oh, my heart is yours. Through sickness and health. Oh, I do, I do, I do. The moon awaits the night. The sun awaits the day. And I'll await the time when I'll look you in the eyes and say, oh, I'll say, I do. I do, I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do.